90% of India's workforce, or 42 crore people, are in the informal sector. These workers were the worst impacted by the pandemic, and according to an ILO report, they are at risk of being pushed further into poverty due to the pandemic. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Labour examined the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the labour market and specifically assessed the implementation of the new and existing government schemes announced during the pandemic. The committee submitted its report in the monsoon session. Hi, my name is Sara. In this video, we discuss some key recommendations and observations of the report. Let's begin with unemployment. The committee noted that the COVID-19 crisis in India came in the backdrop of pre-existing high and rising unemployment. According to the periodic labour force survey data, numbers for which are available till December 2020, the unemployment rate peaked at 20.8% in the April to June 2020 quarter. While the results for PLFS 2019 to 2020 have been released, the results of PLFS 2020 to 2021 are awaited. Here, the committee observed that this does not reflect the true extent of the impact of the pandemic on unemployment in India. Let us now discuss MNREGA. The government increased the allocation for MNREGA by Rs 40,000 crore to Rs 1,01,500 crore in 2020. The daily wage was also hiked from Rs 182 to Rs 202. According to the ministry's statement to the committee, the wage increase benefited 13.62 crore families. The committee recommended the government to consider increasing the work allocation under MNREGA to 200 days per year to effectively meet the job demand, particularly of migrant workers who've returned home. It further suggested changing the payment schedule to provide mandatory health insurance for all MNREGA workers. In addition, the committee asked the government to consider an employment guarantee program for urban poor similar to MNREGA. Here we must note that the Tamil Nadu government has announced a wage employment scheme to provide employment to urban poor and has set aside 100 crore in this year's budget for it. Now let's talk about impact on migrant workers. The ministry informed the committee that because of the localized nature of the lockdown during the second wave, about 5.15 lakh migrant workers returned to their home state. Last year, more than 1 crore migrant workers returned home following the announcement of a national lockdown. Members of Parliament in last year's monsoon session, as well as this committee in its previous report, had highlighted a need for maintaining a national database for unorganized workers. In August, the Labour Ministry launched the eShram portal to register unorganized workers. The portal is expected to benefit 38 crore people and will allow them to avail social security schemes implemented by the central and the state governments. The committee took note of various steps taken by the government to address challenges faced by the workers. We will discuss recommendations based on two schemes. The Prime Minister's Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi provides street vendors with collateral-free working capital loans of up to Rs 10,000 for 1 year to help restart their businesses. The ministry apprised the committee that 2,130 crores has been disbursed to 21.57 lakh beneficiaries as of June 2021. Reasoning that a direct cash grant to vendors would be more suited to them instead of a loan to restart their business, the committee asked the government to explore the feasibility of converting the loan amount into a direct cash transfer as livelihood support under SVA Nidhi. The One Nation One Ration Card scheme, which allows for nationwide portability of ration cards, has been helpful particularly for the migrant workers, as it allows them to get their entitled share of food grains from fair price shops. The ministry informed the committee that as on December 2020, 69 crore people have been able to benefit from the ration card portability in 32 states and union territories. 4 states are yet to integrate the ONORC. These include Delhi, Assam, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal. The committee urged the government to take up the matter with the state governments to ensure full coverage. We note that since the report submission, Delhi and West Bengal have operationalized the scheme. Lastly, the committee also suggested an increase in budget allocation to ramp up health infrastructure and recommended that universal healthcare for all should be made a legal obligation of the government. A full summary of the committee report's recommendations is in the description box. For more information on other bills and updates on Parliament, please visit our website www.prsindia.org.